So we're back. Commissioner, I still want to thank you again for being here with me.
Thank you.
I'm very, very happy. But I want to talk about three important things: diversion, diversity, transportation, and growth. So, in your platform, how do you see it's going to happen now? Because we have big changes coming.
Well, the first thing, if you notice, if you look at the county now, we're the most diverse than we've ever been. The entire county is women, and we have the first African American mayor. We have Latino, we have Caucasian, we have African American on the board. And you know, that really is what Orange County is.
Yes.
And I think it's important. The reason why you see people that look like me now is because there's a lot of us, and we can relate. But I don't say only Hispanics vote for me, because I that would be impossible. But I understand. And I think that's important, because when you talk about diversity and diversion, you have to realize that there's not just one type of person. We're not just women, we're not just children, we're not just this, we're not just that. We're a mix. And when we look at the county, we have to realize that not everything works the same for everybody. And you have to be open-minded. Open-mindedness is the key. I always tell people in my office, try to find a yes before you get to a no, because at least you tried. When we talk about transportation, we don't have public transportation in this county. We have a highway, we have roads, and anybody who's listening today and knows anything about Orlando, even our tourism, if you don't have a car when you rent, when you get here, it's very difficult to get around Central Florida. And the reason why is because we built ourselves wide. You know, we don't have those huge buildings and things. We have over here, over here, over here. And unfortunately, we have no way to connect to people in the best way possible. If you have 3 hours to come from here to get to downtown Orlando or to UCF, good for you. I don't have 3 hours. I can't wait till a time in this town when you get on the bus because you want to, not because you have to. Like every major city, New York, Sao Paulo, Buenos Aires, all of these places where there's a bus every 15 minutes. So when you get on the bus, and you don't get on the bus with people who don't have a car, you get on a bus with people who need to get to work and get there fast. And we need to have that. Even Miami has done better than we have. So if we really want to be a city that people want to come and open a business here or invest in this city, we need to have transportation that's going to help support it. Growth. We're growing. We have 1,000 people a week move into Orlando. Where are they going to live? How are we going to support them? And a lot of people who come here, they come with that dream of opening a business and opening a restaurant and opening a manufacturing and all of those things. We have to create a way that when you come here and you want to open a business, you want to buy a house, you want to put your children in the school system, it needs to be easy. Easy, understandable, and welcoming. That's the hardest thing for me, I think, when it comes to growth, is it is very difficult to get through the process. And you've met many people. How do I get my kids in school? How do I get a permit? How do I find this? What are taxes here? We need to develop a system that is easy so that people want to move here, so that companies want to invest in Orlando. All of these things have to happen. I think right now, I never like to say that it's not going to be that way. I think we're just paused. And we're moving slow. And we were just paused because we can't give up. We have so many, it's very beautiful to live here. And when it's good, it's good. We just need to get back to good.
What about tax incentives? Do you think that will be possible for investors? Like, let's say, put a bracket, like a higher bracket, and give like 6 months, a year, something.
Tax incentives are hard because, unlike the federal government, the county can only work with money we have, okay? So we don't have the option to go into a deficit. So if we need to run the government, and I mean the roads, the fire department, the police, this money is required. We don't have a way to not pay it now.
Okay.
Unlike the federal government, which we see now, they're in the hole. The government is in so much debt right now because of COVID. as a local government, by the law, we can't do that. So it's hard to say a tax incentive. But is there a way to make something appealing? Sure, we can be creative. We need to be creative. You know, if you're willing to commit to 500 jobs that are going to pay $45,000 a year, we need you here, because in the long run, you're going to pay a lot more
Yes.
than that money. So maybe deferred,
Yes.
maybe, you know, something like that. But we need to look at creative ways, because a lot of cities do this. And that's why we see a lot of cities have become hubs for companies wanting to
Yes.
go there. You look at San Francisco now, a perfect example. So I don't know if it's always a tax incentive, but a tax support. You know, saying, let me help you get up and going.
Yes.
And then, you know, let's talk about 90 days, you know, 120 days, you know, 180 days, so that you don't have to, because what happens is you come here and they say, okay, you want to build this? You've got to pay us $300,000 in taxes just to start. But you're not making any money. That's hard. That's very hard.
One other thing that I maybe would be something is to have a department that would help them with a business plan. Because business plan today is very expensive.
Yeah.
And there are firms that are charging an arm and a hand to give them the plan all along for 2-3 sound years. So I believe if that could happen, maybe some type of incentive.
I want to go a step further. Okay, recently, you know, we give money to support different chambers, the Orlando Economic, the African American Chamber, the Hispanic Chamber. But here's my problem. You come here and you say, I'm a great chef, and I want to open a restaurant. But do you know how to run a business? I know you know how to cook, but do you know how to run a business?
Exactly.
And unfortunately, during COVID, we saw so many businesses that weren't able to get support because they didn't do the process right. We
Yes.
need to get at that level. When you come in and you say, Mr. Smith, I want to open a dry cleaner. Okay, let me explain to you what's going to happen. You need to register with Sunbiz. You need an EIN number. You need a business plan. You need a county tax. You need this. You need that. You need all of this.
Yes.
And this is what it takes. And then you can say, wow, I thought I could just iron clothes. We need to empower people. This COVID process brought that so much. How many denials? Half of the applications were denied because people didn't know how to run a business the right way. And unfortunately, we need to start there. And then, yes, we need to have a process to make it easier. And it's got to be open. It can't be if you only know the right people or you
Yes.
only go to this agency, can you get that? That's not how we should work. We should work that we welcome it. You want to start a business? Let's have a conversation.
Exactly.
But I don't like people who take advantage of you wanting to start a business. That's the problem I have.
I think seminars would be the best way.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Open conversations, an agenda that tells you, we call it 1 through 10 to start a business. So that when you go to start a business and you've saved $100,000 and you're ready to start it, but you made simple mistakes that hurt you later, those are the ones that hurt the most because they didn't know. Yeah.
So besides that, what about those that come with the money from other countries and they do want to develop their business and build on land? Is there land available for those types of programs from the county?
Not
Or-
really.
Okay,
Those days are because real estate is so expensive now.
okay.
There used to be a time when you could come to the county and say, how much is worth or land available? And if I'm willing to open up this or a daycare or
Wow.
this, unfortunately, real estate is so high. Because you know what, we're running out. It's like New York City. Go find me an acre of land in New York. You can't find it.
No.
You can't find it. Go to Miami now. You can't find it. So we have to reinvent ourselves
Yeah.
on how we do that. And there's a lot of property there that's already been built and it's been abandoned.
Okay.
Can we save it? You know, we're gonna see now because of COVID, we're gonna see a lot of empty real estate. How can we rebuild that idea? But also, I think we're changing as consumers. more online, more delivered to my house. But I still believe that people want to see things. They want to feel things. They want to feel connected to things. And I think when COVID started, people said, no, we're going to change. But I think COVID has been so long that people say, no, I miss people. I want people again. And I think we can find a balance.
Common ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now, we're going to finalize in my last questions. With a possible arrival of so many immigrants to Central Florida and South Florida, how do we prevent COVID from these people that are coming in?
COVID is not something that happens to the United States. COVID is global. And we need to support other countries and encourage them to help us be safe. You know, what we saw in Italy happen when COVID started was very scary. You would never imagine in Italy that something would happen like that. And unfortunately, because we didn't take it serious enough, we saw and continue to see what's happened in the U.S. And it amazes me that we sit back and see countries that are overcoming it. So, but we're no longer, the world now is no longer only this country, only that country. We mix. We go all over. Business has become international. Life has become international. It's not unusual for families to visit Dubai, to visit Brazil, to visit South Africa.
Yeah,
it's normal.
sure.
So we have to be inclusive. And I think it starts when we all, as countries, come back and start talking to each other and we are friends again. And I think there's been a lot of animosity in government.
Yes.
And when we can get back to being part of the NATO and being part of these things where we work with countries and we say, look, we have this problem, and then you and your country say, we have this problem, but this is how we fixed it. We work together, we can overcome this. Together, we can do anything together.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
So much hope. All right, so your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, I'm grateful for my opportunity. I'm grateful to be here with you, and I want to thank you for your time and your generosity and even thinking of me to have this conversation. But I'm thankful for everybody who's listening, who cares about their community, who wants to know more. And I welcome you because together, like I said, we can do anything. You have to have trust in your local elected officials. You have to have trust in our leadership, but you have to have our trust and inclusiveness and knowing that we're here to serve. So today is just another beginning of where we're going. And I want to thank all of you for watching. And it is a pleasure to be with you. And I hope this won't be the last time, but the first of many. So my name is Mayra Uribe. I'm your County Commissioner for District 3 in Orange County. I'm honored to be here, and I'm proud to be a part of what we call home now. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I would like to thank everyone that watched our Brazil America Biz. And until next time, when we have the next guest, and I hope you like this segment, and we're hoping for many more. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.